were sewing the mini box tote from SewGnar, I love this tote. There's a couple reasons. One, the first time I made it, I brought it to some conventions, finished projects for AwesomeCon. They all sold out. It's a perfect little cute tote. You can get everything that you need into this one little tote, and I don't know, it's adorable but convenient, and it has a nice shape to it. So I did ask Nicole, if I can do a tutorial on her pattern, but for Halloween. So Novoween's happening. I wanted to make something really special. I've never made one of her patterns on my channel before. I'm pretty much sticking to the channel. I'm only deviating with, I'm going to have the zipper pull only coming from one side. So we're going to curve the zipper. And my slip pocket, instead of it being like a zipper pocket slip pocket, I'm going to just put a pocket on the inside with some cork trim. So those are the only two things I'm doing different. I am going to edge coat it. So when I'm done, I'm going to show you the bag, and then you'll see me cut back in with the finished edge coating. I think this is a perfect bag to actually do edge coating on too. Perfect bag to be one with your bobbin thread, because you have to sew the top stitching from the lining side out. So there's that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's make sure I have all my pieces, because we all know that I'm notorious for leaving something behind. I think it's just part of my brand now. Should never leave stuff behind. All right. So for my I have two different accents. I'm trying something different. So there's going to be accent of orange cork that I got from my handmade space. We're going to do this on top. Yeah, that's hot, isn't it? Ooh. Let me show you. So we're gonna have orange cork, this beautiful very fall cork that I got from Sally Tomatoes, and then our other accent color is going to be blue. I don't know. There's this. I'm pretty sure if you're in the Facebook world of the bag community, everyone's seen Nancy's bags. Nancy always puts like 3 colors together. So that was my challenge. I want to be like Nancy, and I want to put 3 things together. Let's see. So I'm going to get my pattern pieces, and we are going to start attaching the exterior pieces. We're going to put the seam allowance is 1/4 of an inch. We're going to put 1 exterior, and because it's directional, just be cognizant of that. I'm going to put them right sides together. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything lined up. I hand cut, and sometimes when I'm hand cutting and I don't use the rotary, I feel like it adds a 1/2 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch somewhere, and it drives me bonkers. I like this pattern because I feel like if you're doing conventions or bazaars, this is it. And also it's something very much that I would sew for myself too. So we're going to take this over to the machine. We're going to sew at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch. I'm using my Juki 1541S. I was going to use my smaller Juki, but my smaller Juki does not like 70 weight thread. I don't know why. It's finicky like that. So I was like, I want this just because the certain color that I wanted was only in my 70 weight thread. It's the color I'm using is called chocolate. It's from Superior Thread, and it's beautiful. It's a really, really pretty chocolate brown. So then we're going to butterfly these seams open and top stitch on both sides at 1/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is take my hand and I'm going to press it open. You could use DSD, like 1/8 of an inch on both sides, but it's really not needed. You can use glue. I'm using my seam roller. I'm rolling this bad boy out. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back over to my machine and I'm going to top stitch 1/8 of an inch on both sides. And I'm just butterflying it. I call it the pancake method because I feel like you have to gauge if pancakes are even. I know that sounds really weird, but that's why I do call it that. And I'm just going to go over when I get to the top, like 1 or 2 stitch. 1 is just fine. And I'm going to top stitch that 1/8 of an inch. And trim the threads. I'm really bad at trimming threads. Like there's always some mystery one that comes out of nowhere and I'm like, I know I cut you. I know it. So I'm butterflying these open as well. Okay, so I only had scraps of the orange and I wanted to use it on something other than a keychain. And then when I remembered her awesome tote, I was like, oh, I'm going to use it on the bottom. But then I wanted to incorporate my favorite color, blue. And then I'm like, I'm gonna try to do Nancy gold right now and do like 3 different colors and see and make it work. All right, so we butterflied and we top stitch the seams. Okay, we're going to sew the exterior panel, lay one on top of each other, right sides together, taking extra care to line up your side seams. So I'm going to do the side seams like she suggests. I'm like a hair off on this. So I'm just going to trim it so it's even. And making sure these side seams match up too. Pop some clips. Just making sure everything lines up nicely. Triple checking my side seams. I don't want to be doing a tutorial and be like, yeah, I messed up again. All right, so we're going to back stitch in the beginning and the end really well. I'm using a 4.5 stitch length. I can go lower. And then smush, smush. Trimming threads. Then we're going to box our corners. I like to just like make it look like a a triangle or a candy corn, whatever's easier for you. Then you're going to butterfly it open. Pop some clips. Could be an over clipper or under clipper, whatever your preference is. It's all good. So I'm just sticking my hand in it again and spreading out the bag. And I'm going to butterfly open the seams. Hit a clip. Put a clip on the side. I put clips on the side so that way I can stay in that like weird cone position. All right. We're going to bring my table a little closer. We're going to stitch this down. Our corners are our seam allowance is 1/4 of an inch. So when you're over here with me sewing, it's the number 2 on my needle plate is 1/4 of an inch. Trim threads. Sorry, don't look at your phone. Okay, so I don't know. I can't watch TV and so, and I am the worst person. I usually have my phone on like on Audible and everything else is like on vibrate unless my kids are in school. Then I have my phone on, of course, because when I get distracted, I can tell you how I have like literally hit my fingers. I don't even know, like so many times. So continue to the bottom edge. We did the same before. And we do our box bottoms. And I'm going to poke out these bottoms. The side seams look good together. Oh, this is a pretty bag. This might have to be a Nova keeper. All right, so we have our exterior done. If you want, you could put a double-sided tape or you could do like 1/8. I would say double-sided tape or glue for to have it butterfly open, but my dogs have to bark, of course, right now. Okay, but I'm going to be doing I'm going to be doing the strap connectors. The newer ones where she edge coats and that it clips over. So that's what I plan on doing. So I'm not going to be putting it into the drop-in lining because I like the way that looks. It's very clean looking and I'm like, wow. So we're going to go on to creating our recessed zipper panel. These two are going to be orange. And what I am doing is it's the same exact method, except we're going to enclose where the zipper is. So like, let me show you. I'm going to put the zipper head. Where's my other ruler? There it is. 3/8 of an inch. I'm just going to draw a line. And I am going to grab a piece of tape I'd had you double-sided tape. It's the Dritz wash away one, so it doesn't gum up your needles. And I'm just going to actually, I'm going to put it on the top of all the sides. What I like about Cork is that I like the raw edge that shows the natural color. It's just so pretty. I feel differently when it's vinyl. I know it's weird. But not so much when it's Cork. All right. And whenever I put double-sided tape to anything, I just try to seam roll it so that way it can really adhere. Because some fabrics adheres really good and others it's like, nope, we're not going to do this today. So on one side, I'm going to lift up the double-sided tape. And I am going to place the zipper on it. And then fold it over so it's going like, it's going to be even. I'm just making sure it is, because you want to catch everything. So when we sew them down, we're going to go down, across, and over. Or you can sew all four. It's really your personal preference. So the reason why I just have it so I know the marker where my other one is, so it just encloses and you don't have to see the back stitching or the hand sewing that you did to make it your zipper curved. All I did was measure 1/2 inch down, separate it, and then curved it over. And you can either take it to your machine or you can hand stitch it. Most of the time I hand stitch it because I like the way it looks. It's a little cleaner and a neater look to me, but personal preferences, everyone has their own. All right, so I'm going to take this over here and I'm going to stitch up one side first. And pivot. I'm just going to do all 4 sides. And see that my machine does not like DST sometimes. Sometimes it's cool with it, other times it's not. It all depends on the brand too. It's like glue. All glues are not made equally. And the box is all stitched down all neatly, and that's the most important part. We're going to do this on this side now. My poor puppies are going through the motions because, you know, it's election season and there's so many solicitors. And Loki, he's a baby. He's just 1. So he's like, what is going on? And Roxy, she's 7, but she's a firecracker. Like, she is not having anybody come to the door that she doesn't know. She's super funny. get these threads. Getting any extra glue that may have came out. Okay, then we are going to we create the zip pocket. I mean the recess zipper. We're going to grab our lining fabrics. I used DLH 10 light for my woven, and I don't know what the name of this fabric is. I don't have a salvage end, so I was just like, oh cool, it's leaves, it's pretty. Yeah, it didn't work out that well. I was like, I'm gonna find it, but I couldn't. All right, let me see if my two top pieces and my bottom piece, and of course there it is. Yay, I didn't forget it. Okay. I'm going to take, I did this, I have the same slip pocket size that she has in there. I took off 1.5 inches to the length and folded it over. It has the DLH 10 light on here, and then I ironed it and I pressed it towards this way. And I'm going to grab some double-sided tape, and I'm going to tape this on here. We're going to have a nice pocket trim. And I would have used a 1/4 of an inch, but I don't know, that little tape dispenser just keeps rolling away from me. It's like, no more, I'm about to die. So I'm going to take this, make sure everything's lined up, put it on right underneath the 1/2 inch mark, then cut some clips in here. And we're going to take it over to the machine, and we're going to top stitch right on the edge, 1/8 of an inch away. And just backstitch a little, you'll be okay. Okay, we have a nice little slip pocket. We're going to grab one of our lining pieces, and I'm going to just trim off some of this. I have a tendency of leaving excess amount of interfacing, and when you have when all of the patterns are, whether it's 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2, 5/8 of an inch, it can mess with your pattern, like when you're boxing corners or trying to catch all the seams. So I always try to trim it off, and sometimes I don't succeed. So I'm just saying, if you see the white, I messed up on that. So then we're going to take our pocket, and we are going to want to center it where, because this is where the box part comes in. I want it to be a little easier for someone to reach their hand in and slide their cell phone in. So I'm going to find my centers. And then I'm going to find my centers on here. Then I'm going to see. This is the Dritz wash away tape I'm going to put on the bottom of this. I mean, with cotton, you could definitely pin it in place, but whatever could help, you know, save you a little bit more time and not having a headache. I'm going to have this go a 1/2 inch up before where the box is. So you see the box corners. So this is going up. I have it going up. I'm sorry, not a 1/2 inch, 5/8 of an inch. You can kind of place it wherever you want. I just like it to be a little closer to the top, but not too close. And I'm just lining up the creases. I'm going to press this, and then I'm going to bring it over to my machine. So we have it 5/8 of an inch going up, and then you can, because it doesn't feel like it's centered to me. It's like off by like a 1/2 inch. Not a 1/2 inch, but like 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just making sure everything stays centered. Everything stays at the 5/8. All right. Sorry. We're going to get this pocket in, I'm going to do some bar tacking because I know this is going to be an area that gets a lot of stress. So I go forward and I'm going to go back off the machine. And right when I get off the trim, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to go 1, 2 stitches forward, 1, 2 stitches back, and then I'm going to go back to top stitching at 1/8 of an inch. And if anything pokes out, stick it back in. Okay, making sure nothing pokes out. So when we get here, before the trim, we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, stitch off, and then back stitch on. When I do that, it's something we do in like pockets and garments like that are welt pockets. You have a little bit of stitching like you can see right here, just to ensure that this area, this high stress area, won't get affected. Now you could put rivets in here and then just put like a washer on the back so that way it doesn't pull through, and it's a nice touch too. And that could be something definitely. You could also put your label underneath the trim that we made. There's a million different things you can do. All right. So now we're going to, now we're going to, we don't need to sew the pocket closed, but we do need to put the zip, the panels on. So I'm going to make sure I trim off this excess amount of interfacing, and I'm going to find my centers, and I'm going to do a small little snip, nothing big, just a little V. And I want the slip pocket to be in the back. You could add more pockets to it too if you wish. The bag is so perfect. I just think that it's just great the way it is, and having a slip pocket and a thing. A zipper pocket will be fine too, but it would be like the bag is really tiny. So unless you have really small hands, you're going to be like, okay. looking like a T-Rex. That's what it looks like right now. We're going to find our centers for our recessed zipper. I'm going to grab a tandy leather pen or a chalk pencil, and I'm just going to make a white line here, here, and then I'm going to do it the same thing on the back. Okay, just going to, I feel like my white chalk pen is always almost running out of powder. Like I go through a lot of it. All right, so the zipper is going to be closing this way. I want this to be on the back pocket, so I'm going to put it there. I'm going to stick a clip. All these clips. That would help if I have my hardware, though. Clips right here. Then I'm going to take our accent piece and clip. And making sure I'm catching on all the lining. All right, and we're going to stitch this at 1/4 of an inch. Back stitch well at the beginning and the end. And then trim off your threads. Then you're going to press this open and we're going to understitch. So you should see the back of your recessed zipper panels. And then now we're going to understitch real quick. And then we're going to grab our other panel and we're going to match that white line to the center. Grab our accent top lining piece. And we are clipping as we go. Keeping everything lined up, nothing puckering, everything's nice and smooth. Okay, 1/4 of an inch. Start back stitch at beginning and end. I literally think I just say that for me because I'm really bad at that and cutting threads. It's just like my Achilles. Okay, we're going to trim those. And then we're going to bring everything up. So you should see the complete recessed zipper. You should see both lining piece, the top lining. You have a chance to cut stray threads. We're going to bring this out and you can see over here, again, everything's pushed away and we're going to understitch on this side. I love the understitch because it makes the placket not droop in. It's like up. I was trying to figure out, I didn't know a better word than up, so I'm just going to go with that. Okay. So now we are going to clip everything. We're going to make sure that all the side seams match up. I'm going to take the zipper and just like clip it so it could be out of my way. Matching those side seams. I also feel like a lot of people are afraid to drop in linings, and I feel like this pattern is the perfect, I don't want to say gateway, it sounds really like sewy coldish, like you're a sewing colt. It's a perfect entry to do it, because once you get to be familiar with your bobbin tension, because you're going to be top stitching from the lining. Two, it's not a huge bag, so you're not holding your breath about to pass out because you're like only halfway through the bag. By the time you start, you're almost done. So I feel like it's good. I also respect and appreciate that her lining pieces are completely different than her her exterior pieces, because as you can see, it's tapered down so that you don't have to adjust the seams to 3/8 or 5/8 or 1/2 of an inch. Just sew with your 1/4 of an inch. So I respect that tremendously. Okay, we're gonna always back stitch. Oh, I ran out of bobbin. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, that's better now than top stitching, right? And I dropped my no, I have another brown bobbin. There we go. Before I start any project, I usually wind 2 to 3 bobbins, and whatever I'm sewing usually that day goes for like the most neutral color. The color I use the most is actually blue, then there's gray, and brown, then black. I like antique brass, so I use a lot of brown. I'm going to trim these threads so they don't get caught. All right. We're going to start over again at 1/4 of an inch. I'm just bringing my my fabric over so it's chain stitching. You're not having to cut threads, and just making sure that one time that this is all aligned. All right. I'm gonna trim threads, trim. That's a long thread too. All right, I am going to open up and putting your seam allowances on the other side, or you can open them up butterfly. It's really your discretion on what you like. Trim threads. Go to the other side. Okay, we're going to trim some threads. Just finger pressing where the ends of the box pleats are. You can kind of just like pull it taut, and you can see that's where it's going to lie in the bag. And it's all creased up now. We're going to grab our exterior, and I am going to she sounds like a little my dog sounds like a little, like those machines, she sounds like a little like motorcycle or Ducati or something about to go off. I'm butterflying my my seams open, and I'm putting double-sided tape 1/4 of an inch. This is the Dritz Watch Away, and I don't have it going all the way to the top. I have it going like 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch, not at the top. I just want to be able to drop this in here, and so knowing everything is going to sit right. And then it also butterflies these seams open. I'm going to cut that double-sided tape and lift up one side to put the other. Okay, so we have it. I'm going to stick the lining into the exterior. I'm also going to butterfly the seams because I'm going to match edge seam to edge seam first. And I'm just taking the double-sided tape and matching the seam. Then I'm going to stick a clip in it. And I'm slowly rolling the double-sided tape, and I'm matching the seam, raw edge to raw edge, sticking a clip. Take your time, there's no rush. Just going to go over to this edge real quick, open up the seam. Raw edge to raw edge. And doing the same thing, just matching. And we're just going to take clips to the areas that are lifting, because the Dritz wash away, it has a nice little stick, but it's not super sticky, so it comes apart relatively easy. Okay, I'm gonna grab some more clips before we top stitch this. I'm just wanting it as even as possible, because when I put the base coat on for my edge coat, it's going to go in between the cracks, and if it's not even, it can just get a little bit messy. Like, not a little bit, but like a lot. So I'm going to move this zipper down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put the zipper on so that way I can close it lighter. And I'm using this cute little, it's a baby acorn. This is from Sally's Tomato too. I'm like, I'm going to fully embrace the fall season. Fall is my favorite season. Stick this tail in here. I'll put the zipper cap in, but yeah, that's looking awesome. It's pretty awesome. All right, so we're gonna trust our bobbin. My bobbin tension, I tested it on a piece of scrap fabric that weighed, I just did it on a piece of two scraps. But I'll one up you. I put the edge coat on two of my the two connectors. So what I'll do is I'm going to stitch 1/8 of an inch around, and we'll see what the bobbin tension looks like, because it's about the same. It's 2 pieces of cork. Okay, the tension is looking pretty good. Okay, I'm going to do my other one, because I did one, so I might as well get the other one done. Alright, so we're going to now top stitch this, and honestly I would start in a corner and go from there. And let's see, we're gonna get squishy with it. I'm going to move the zipper pull as I go. The one on my plate is 1/8 of an inch, and that's what I'm consistently following. And if the raw edges don't meet up, you still have a little bit of wiggle room to move your double-sided tape because your foot is down and get them to match. Now when I get to the corner, I'm going to lift the bag up and squish it. Yes, I go over seams just to give it that extra strength and durability. Remember to breathe. You got this. There's no race. You go at your own pace and what makes you feel comfortable. Okay, and then we're going to pull it off. Trim the threads. Okay, that stitching looks pretty amazing. I don't know if you can see it's brown. I'm going to I don't want to say singe, but any little rogue hairs that came out from the cork. Okay, so like everyone says, oh, cork vinyl and craft text doesn't fray. Yes and no. There's sometimes little like fuzzies where you cut or there's a lot of friction. So fraying it, I mean like, not fraying it, but hitting it with a little bit of flames helps a lot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I haven't decided if I'm going to make this orange or if I'm going to make it blue. I think I might make it orange because I'm feeling like orange. And then I'm going to fray these ends. Not fray, not set on fire either, Shinoda. Then I'm going to grab some tape. And I place double-sided tape on one side. And I bring it over. And then I place the other piece of double-sided tape on the other side. If it wants to adhere. And then I bring that side over. Then I just hit it one more time with a nice lighter. And then we're going to grab our strap end. You could add glue into this, but I've never had any of them come apart. But it's what makes you feel secure. Where did that little screwdriver go? It's probably it's somewhere. Okay, so we're gonna screw that in. And there we go. Okay, so that's all squared away. Oh, I wonder what this will look like if it had like cute little rolled handles. Maybe next time. So I'm going to put this aside for now, and I'm going to make our adjustable strap, because I can't put on the adjustable straps until I put the tabs on, but I can make it the strap itself. And then when I come back from edge coating and everything to here, we can come back and you can see me put on the strap. And you can see how the edge coating goes. It takes a little while. I put like usually 1 or 2 layers of base, and that takes a minute for it to dry, and then I file it down so it's all even. Once that's done, I put the color that I want and let that dry. And sometimes I put a top coat, not always, but sometimes. So I'm using this navy blue cork for the adjustable strap. I'm putting double-sided tape down the middle. I didn't have enough of the orange to do the two-tone strap that she has, and I desperately wanted to. I didn't have enough of the orange or this beautiful like leafy blue. Leafy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do a navy, and it could be its own little pop of accent color. I just really wanted to utilize that orange. That orange is so pretty. And normally I'm not really into orange. I'm like, yeah, hard pass. But that is really nice. You know, I also could see if you insulated this with like Insulbright, it could be a cute lunch bag. Putting little handles on it would make it really cute for a kid. Putting possibly like strap like D-rings through here. It could be like a hip pouch, so like if you're at a vendor fair and you can put all your cash in there. Because it had because how the lining's stacked up too, you could put a center divider pocket. Okay. So we have that. We're going to fold this on itself, and I'm going to take you over to the machine, and we're going to top stitch at 1/8 of an inch. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, because we're using brown on blue, is I'm going to top stitch first at 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to make this a little bit of a decorative strap. Wait, hold on, let me see. Do I want to do it that way? No. Okay, no, I'm going to do something else. Don't worry, cork is a lot more forgiving than vinyl is. But I have an idea. 1/8 of an inch. Watch me change my mind by the time I get to the other side. Take your time, make sure that it's collapsing on itself and not over. I'm going to hop over a few stitches and go down 1/8 of an inch on the fully enclosed size. On that side, I say let it fly. Okay, so I have this idea. Let's see if it pans out. We're gonna do like some free motion mountains and peaks. There's no measurements, there's no rules. It's just fulfilling. I mean, you could draw it out in chalk or a tandy pen, but I've never done this before, so this should be interesting. This is cool. I'm sorry. I like quilting because it takes my mind off of everything and I just become in the moment. So sometimes I like to see what I could play with. I like different unique straps. I like straps that have a statement piece. So this strap theme becomes a thing where people do like really cool decorations on the inside. Just everybody say, oh yeah, I remember when Shinoda did that. Man, I can see the quilters just like having a field day with this. Like hearts inside, diamonds, little woodland creatures. Hearts would be cool. And if you wanted to be accurate, you could just like maybe do like checks like every 3 inches, and then between the 3 inches put the 1.5 inch mark so you know where your peaks and where your where you should start, you know, grading downwards or upwards. Or you could be like me, that's like, hey, spare the moment stuff. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm going to back stitch. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to show you the strap. And then I'm going to be back in an hour or two after all the I can't talk today. All the when all the edge coat is finished. But yeah, that's the strap. This is a pretty cool strap. That's cool. I like that with that. Oh, sucky sucky. Okay. So I'm going to come back and then I'm going to finish edge coating. I did edge coat these and I might do the 1 inch like I intended, but I wanted to make sure just in case I edge coat it too thick. I had a 1 1/4, but I'm definitely probably going to do the 1 inch. And the 1 inch is going to go in on here. But I want to edge coat first all the way around before I punch holes and stuff. All right, I'll see you in a few. Okay, so we're back. I finished edge coating the top, as you can see in my hand. I mixed black with this blue to create the navy that's similar. I attached one connector. I used this little tool from Caroline Stitches that I purchased, and I went a 1/2 inch up from, I matched a 1/2 inch line from the bottom of the edge and punched a hole in all 4 edges. Then I took this now is my template, and I actually just wanted to go a little, like a 1/2 inch down, similar. You can use your tool to line that up as well. And now I'm going to take a mel rivet and I'm just going to thread my rectangle ring through there, place this, put the other end on it, and put the female cap. Some caps like want to snap on better than others. I hate that. And then I'm going to set my rivet with my rivet press that I got from Minkus and Margot. They're on Etsy. They're a mom and pop shop. They're very responsive. They have great rivets. They have a lot of different dyes. I have no complaints. So we have our beautiful bag. I'm going to now take our strap that we made, like all super fancy, and I'm going to grab my my tri-glider and feed it through. And I drew 1 1/2 inches up. Sometimes I draw 1, sometimes I draw 2, depending on if I'm going to be putting strap connector, not strap ends or what have you. I did I did again another 1/2 inch up, and I wanted 2 rivets. I just like the way 2 rivets feel. I don't know why. I'm going to set it. Okay. Then I'm going to have the bag facing me. I consider this the wrong edge because we're going to feed it through it. So I'm going to make sure my strap is good. I'm going to feed it up, and then I'm going to go over the tri-glider make sure nothing's all twisted or keep popping off rivets off the table. And I'm going to now feed this side over, and I'm going to take 2 mel rivets and push them through. And I think these are the medium size and Emmaline bag. I usually get my rivets from Emmaline, or I'll get them from Minkus and Margot, depending if I'm putting in an order for hardware or not. It's just whomever. I like both of them have like phenomenal hardware rivets. So my dogs, perfect timing, always towards the end of the video. And there you have it. We have, let me move this, a beautiful box tote with a recessed zipper. Nice lining. We have our slip pocket. You can add a zipper pocket or whatever you want, like a water bottle holder, whatever you fancy. I love this recessed zipper. It's just, I like it when a recessed zipper is like popping up and not sunken down. And we're all done. We had a little bit of fun with messing with different kinds of cork. Just to go over it again, I got the maple leaves or just leaves cork from Sally Tomatoes. The orange cork is from Handmade. My Handmade space. The blue cork is from Emmaline bags. The zipper tape and the acorn. I really like this acorn. The acorn pool is from Sally Tomatoes. My interior lining, I have no idea where it came from. It has no salvage, and I think I found it way into my stash because I was trying to look for different like fun fall fabrics for Halloween, and I do not know where that came from. My hardware comes from Emmaline bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put SewGnar's website and link this pattern so you can get it. There's a lot of places you can get cork. Oh, there's Fabric Funhouse, Emmaline bags, Cork. There are tons of places. So I will list the 3 places that I got this fabric from. If you decide that you want cork from Sally Tomatoes, you can get 10% off by using my coupon code, that's so Nova10, and I will put that in the description box as well. And we're all done. We have a cute little bag, and if you're a person that's doing craft shows, holiday marks, I would seriously think about putting this. It doesn't take a lot of material, but it looks like $1,000,000. It's a fairly fun pattern that doesn't need any interfacing, except like if you use cotton, but let's say you want to use waterproof canvas, you can cut that too. And you can adjust it to however your needs are. I really like this, and I like my funky little design for my strap too. So I will put all the information down below. I want to thank Nicole for allowing me to do a tutorial on her pattern. She has tutorials on her pattern, and she's a phenomenal teacher. So I suggest you to look over there too. I'll link her YouTube channel. And I hope everyone has a really nice day. If you can like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, it helps out the channel tremendously. If you want to help a little bit more, I have a link for my Ko-fi where you can contribute whatever you want. I'm not saying you have to do it. It's just nice. And if you're one of the people that are viewing and not subscribed, subscribing helps the channel out tremendously. So I want to thank everybody for coming, and I'll see you in the next Novaween episode. And I hope you stay healthy, safe, and happy sewing. Bye.